like a very compact defensive performance. You didn't really give them that many chances until sort of late in the game.
No, it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't until the sending off where I felt they had sustained pressure. Up until the sending off, we had, there must have been 3 or 4 balls into the box where, with a little bit of luck, that drops down and it's in the back of the net. But I'm more proud of the way the players have turned up today, because when you look at some of their CVs, they haven't got a lot of games. And to come here at Bristol Rovers and some of the players are not used to this environment was an amazing achievement for the players going into the game on Saturday.
We've got to talk about your goalkeeper. I mean, tonight I would imagine he'll remember for a while.
It was. He had the game against Portsmouth, and I know people have talked the competition down, but I'm a manager that gets another opportunity to manage my team in another game, and to see players come through like they have, Tavon Campbell, Johnny Madison, to name a few, was amazing for them. So I'll see this as a good cap for us.
Does it give you a few selection dilemmas? Did a few players put their hands up enough to make you think about starting on Saturday?
That's one thing I wanted. I said to the players, you've got an opportunity here to show me for team selection on Saturday. We need it at the club. We need every player performing to put the other players under pressure, and a few done that tonight.
Absolutely. Got the red card. I assume it was for what he said after the initial challenge.
I'm not too sure. I haven't spoken to the referee yet. We'll deal with that in-house. It was disappointing, but I have to make sure I talk about the players, the way they responded after the sending off, the way they stuck together. They were very resilient. Bristol Rovers is not an easy place to come to, no matter what game. I've played in many of Rovers games over the years to know that you've got to show a fighting spirit, and they're a team that's on the up, and with the relegation that they had and how Darryl's built that team up, they've got real team ethic. So to go up against that was an amazing achievement for our players.
One of the other changes, obviously, to the rules this year is the penalty shootout. What do you make of having to do that at the end of 90 minutes?
It's always difficult, because to put those players in that situation, I don't think you can create it as much as what it is on a match day. I have to be surprised though, they said it was put in front of the Rovers end because of security reasons, so that was interesting. It didn't even get discussed. Amazing, I've never seen that before. So yeah, I was disappointed with that, to not know that before the game, but having said that, we're Yeovil, we go up against anything, and the lads stood up, and unfortunately one missed, but that happens, that's football.
And there were some good penalties, and even Rice was on target, just didn't quite have the power he'd wanted, I guess.
I think the quality of the level of penalties nowadays is gone up. I think players practice a lot in their technique, and I think Johnny, done his best. But I think the quality of the Rovers penalties was good as well. But we take a point out of that to come to Bristol Rovers and not get beat. And players have got another game on their CV, so I feel very proud as a manager.
I'm not asking you to do all the maths, but you're still very much in a good position to get into the knockout stage of this competition.
We are, and that's what the players want. But it just gives us some momentum to go into the game on Saturday. We've got 2 important home games now. Players have given the club everything that they could possibly give. As a manager, I knew it was going to be difficult when I looked at the team sheet of what we was up against. I know the players had to be strong mentally and physically, and I thought they'd done that in every scenario, whether it was 1v1 in the wide area, whether it was heading or tackling in the 6-yard box. And then to finish it off, you had Johnny Madison, the way he performed was a superstar.
Thanks for your time.
No problem.
You were clearly pretty upset at the end there, Darren, about that decision not to where to have the penalties taken. What were you expecting to happen?
I've got to be honest, it just threw me. Normally there's a toss of a coin or the referee comes over, but me and Terry's looked at each other, and when they started marching down the other end, we never got told. So it was a bit of a surprise to me and the staff.
And what was the reason given?
They said it was a security reason.
Can you understand that?
Not really.
It seems unbelievable, but I mean, it is an advantage, isn't it, taking them in front of your own fans?
You would have thought so, wouldn't you? I mean, if I was their staff, I would have been laughing. But yeah, it is what it is. You just got to get on with it. As soon as the referee decides to say that's the rule, I just would have been more happier if we knew that, because I think it's important to prepare the players for that. But we didn't know. So
You actually had to go and ask why it was happening.
I was more disappointed for our supporters, really, because they didn't know that, and they would have loved to have been entertained in front of, travelling all this way. But that's football. It happens. You get on with it, and we've not got beat at Bristol Rovers, so fantastic.